Yeah. So if you start with Lamar, let's just do that. And then we'll plug Henry, Hill, and Likely in.
All right, let's try running
No,
it
no,
back.
no,
Although
we're
I
not
have
doing.
to,
No, we're not doing that. I'm joking. I was just
I'm
seeing if you
actually,
were
I'm
listening.
actually curious though how. Yeah, we don't have that poor of a projection. Likely 7.54 fantasy points, but it's just not gonna. There's no way it's gonna come out well just because we have Flowers projected in right now. So Likely is just not looking any good.
What I'd like to do is go Barkley and Gibbs, and then try to see if we can build around that.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go Barkley, Gibbs. Can we do Andrews here? Like, what does that leave us with?
Yeah, Andrew's only 4,500.
We can make this work
Should
with
plug
like
into defense.
Texans D.
Yeah, Texans, Commanders, one of those two. They're both really cheap.
Go Texans D because we have Gibbs. So then naturally, a guy like Khalil Shakir fits in here.
Yeah, and then we'll probably end up having to go tight end in the flex, which I don't have any issue with either.
Me neither. I want to see if we can get away from being super chalky in this build. So how do we do that with like a Dawson Knox or something? Because right now, if you were to just take the framework of this build, there's no doubt that's a really popular build.
Yeah, Dawson Knox is going to be. I mean, he's not even that low on our projections, 8%. I mean, it's relatively low for a 2-game slate, but he also projects so poorly, 4.5 fantasy points.
I know. You could go. I mean, Dallas Goedert looks pretty good there, but Sam Laporta is probably the answer.
Yeah, we could go to Laporta. There's a lot of good tight ends on this slate. The ownership is really spread out, and I don't really disagree with it.
Tight end's awesome, especially if Zay Flowers is out. Then Isaiah Likely at 37 or whatever 100 looks even better. 35. I don't remember what he is,
Yeah,
but
Kelsey's 5K, Laporta's 4,200, Dalton Schultz is 3,300, Kincaid is 3,700, Goddard is 3,900, Ertz 4K, Andrews 4,500. That's a lot of guys to go to for not expensive price tags.
yeah, it is. All right, so here's what you could do. I don't think you're getting the Puka Nakua here, but he looks really good. I wonder if you went, that gives you 2,700. I genuinely wonder if it would just make sense to punt the flex with a cheap tight end.
What do we have for remaining salary for the last two spots? What we put in right now, Jordan?
But watch this. If you take Puka Nakua or put Puka Nakua in and take uh Laporta out, then what do we have? That's tough.
Then it would have to be like Knox and Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, which I don't hate.
I don't like the Knox part, but I definitely like Hollywood Brown for cheap. 4,200, a couple of wide receivers for cheap that makes sense to me. Hollywood Brown, definitely number one that I have the most interest in. He's been just involved since coming in almost immediately since coming back from the shoulder injury. He's mispriced at $4,200. Diami Brown has big play upside. We saw him catch a touchdown pass last week, and then Zacchaeus being the other one at $4,300, who's also just been pretty involved in the Commanders' offense as of late. So those three guys are the cheap ones that I gravitate towards the most.
All right, so I still feel like with Dawson Knox being projected so poorly, that might hurt us there. But that's not a bad build. Like if you're willing to go to a Dawson Knox, which works as a double run back spot here, you have Andrews. Can we just try? Oh, okay. Was that with Knox and Puka Nakua and Hollywood Brown?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. Now run it with the other one, right? What was the other one?
Yeah, so instead of Knox and instead of Nakua, go to Laporte at tight at flex. Still Hollywood Brown though, Jordan, but Laporte at flex, Hollywood Brown, and then just who projects best after this. All right, let's see how this looks. It honestly might be pretty similar.
Yes. Although I do wonder, while Devontae Smith projects better, Zay Flowers projects almost identically. And we have Lamar.
Fair. All right. This came out looking really good.
That
Good
looks
point by
great.
Lofty. Try Zay Flowers instead of Devonta Smith and see what that looks like.
I wonder if it's just going to be the same, which would be weird. But just given that Lamar has so much rushing upside, maybe it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, about the
Wow.
same.
I mean, anything in that range is the same, right? So, all right. So this is your first time building lineups for this slate, right?
Correct.
Would you agree that so far it's pretty easy to build a lineup you feel okay about? And that's with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, so far, no real massive issues. It really, really helps that tight end is so cheap.